What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? How are you peeps doing today? How are you guys doing today? Take a little bit, let you guys get in here. Okay, cool. If you guys have any questions about anything fitness related, um, it could be about powerlifting, it could be about gaining strength, weight management, it could be about supplements. If I don't know it, I will tell you I do not know it. That's one of the big things about fitness is that people are kind of hesitant to say something they don't know. Um, you should not be. You definitely should not be. But yeah, that's something that people need to be able to do is say they do not know something. And yep, if I don't know it, I will say I don't know it. And if I do know it, I'll try and give you my honest opinion on it and just tell you what I think. And if you guys have any questions not related to fitness, something about um you know uh my about my hobbies, things that I like, music that I listen to. Yeah, you guys can ask me anything fitness related. Again, thank you, Aaron Smith, for the tip last time. I really appreciate that, or the super chat. For my recent sub, Alex, thank you. I'm not sure if the recent sub marker is uh is updated. I think it's like a little bit behind, but we will see. We will definitely see. So for today, I woke up earlier, got a haircut, as you can tell. Um, last night after that I came home, had some food. I'm gonna do this live stream. After this live stream, I gotta go do some boxing. I got a boxing session with my coach. Yeah, that'll be about 30 minutes. Come home, just take care of some stuff like normal. Keep working on my programs. Oh, and I got some good news. Is I kind of calculated the days and the programs for anyone watching and anyone who will be watching. My programs, my fitness programs, will be done July 1st. So they will officially be done July 1st. My cut will be done. I think the second week of June. I'll have all my programs done, but I have to do some final touches after that. So yeah, so everything will be good. Um, so July 1st is your day. I'm gonna have there's gonna be bodybuilding. I don't want to say body, but about hypertrophy programs. Basically, if you want to optimize gains of muscle mass, and then like we're gonna have four of those for depending on your your training age. So if you're a beginner, if you're someone past a beginner, you're intermediate, advanced, and then I need to come up with another term for past advanced, expert, but that kind of sounds weird. I'm thinking of saying like, like I don't know, something another term for like a fourth level. Uh, and then yeah, and then I'm gonna have the same thing for powerlifting. So if your goal is to get stronger in the big three, I'm gonna have those programs up on my website as well. And then after that, I'll start adding in other programs. Like one program that I'm thinking about doing is a military preparation program. The reason being is obviously I was in the Marine Corps. So for someone who's getting ready to get into the military, they need to get a little bit more fitness. I'm not sure if you're fucking with me or if you're speaking a different language, but I can't tell because there's a lot of trolls. So if you're speaking a different language, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. So yeah, I do not know what you're saying, good sir. I have no idea. Oh no, you're good. Were you fucking with me, or is that an actual different language? I'm sorry if that was. I'm not trying to disrespect you. You don't understand how many trolls. I don't care if people troll, but I mean there are a lot of trolls on here. There are a lot of trolls. They're everywhere, bro. Oh, it's Swedish? I'm gonna see if you're bullshitting me right now. Oh, okay. Okay, you're right. You weren't lying. You weren't lying. I typed in I copied it and I put it in a Swedish to English, and he said, "Hey, I like your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that." You have any questions for anything fitness related? If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, on how to get stronger. Again, working on these programs has been pretty enlightening. Same thing with the with like updating my website. My website looks real nice. Um, yeah, it's real nice. I'm liking it a lot. And this is not even a sponsorship, but if any of you guys are looking for a good website builder, I'm telling you, go to Squarespace. I don't know shit about coding or building a website or nothing, but Squarespace has like, remember, this isn't sponsorship. There's nothing like that going on here, but Squarespace has some really good shit going on. Okay. Yeah, Squarespace makes it so that like you can make like, and it sounds like I'm doing an advertisement, but I'm really not. They just have like a I don't know. You can make a really nice website without knowing a lot about coding, or it's not technical, but it's not so like some of these website builders, it's so simple that you can't really do much in regards to customization. I think Squarespace has a very perfect balance of ease of use, but it's not so easy that and simple that you can't do like more advanced things. Like you can really customize your website. There's a, how do I say this? There's a high skill ceiling to Squarespace. You can make your website look absolutely gorgeous if you play around with it, you get used to it. There's definitely a small learning curve to it, but the thing is, if you just want to go on there and start whipping something up really quick, you can do it very quick if you want. um, what's up? Who's hopping into my live stream? Got any questions, comments? You can ask me something about gaming, MMA, any of the stuff that I like. If you have trouble hitting, if you're hitting a plateau, ask me a question. I'm just here to help you guys make the best gains. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of work while I'm waiting for you guys to come in. Shoot your questions. Thank you for the like, whoever left that like, I appreciate it. You said you might hit your plateau into my face in real life. Okay, you see, this is where you're starting to get a little bit, you're blurring the lines, because I don't know if I should be scared or turned on now. You see, at first you were scary. Now I'm starting to get, I'm starting to get a little tingle down there. So, you might be careful with that, man. You're not starting to get scary anymore. That sounds, a little bit kinky. You might hit your plateau into my face. I like that. I like that. That's some extra that's the extra dirty shit right there. You're, you're just the knower of all things, aren't you? And the thing is, though, if I'm gay, then you're also gay too, because you're the one hitting me with your plateau. So I mean, and it's and Illuminati confirmed. You already know it. You might be the ringleader. You might be the ringleader. I wouldn't be surprised, man. You got that gray looking weird picture for your profile picture. And Rhinor, what kind of name was that? Rhinor? What? What? Come on, bro. You're the leader of the Illuminati. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. You're too secret. You're way too secret. You got any questions, Rhinor? Shoot, man. One of these days you're gonna break your what is it? You're gonna break character. I know it. You're gonna come in with a big old sob story. You're gonna be crying. You're gonna tell me your real name. You're gonna say I'm sorry for the trolling this whole time. You know, I'm trying to make gains too. And then you're gonna ask me some questions. And then I'm gonna help you because that's the type of person that I am. You know what's funny is I don't know why the hell they say that. I was in a what was I in? I was in the I was watching something, and then all I seen was people kept saying "Rip Joe Rogan," and this is the first time that I seen it, and I was like, no, Joe Rogan didn't die. I was like, I would have heard of that. Joe Rogan dies, everyone's gonna hear about it. And then I went online and it was nothing, nothing. You know, I was like, why do people say that? And what do you mean? Okay, like I've heard about that. What is up with that? There was something about uh. No, I know. I think there was something Connor was talking about that. Didn't he like he was saying something about that in his recent interview. Okay, yeah, see, it's right here. He's denying all of it, so I mean, yeah, yep. So you watch MMA then? I'm assuming you watch MMA. It's my favorite sport. Who do you got in the who do you got on the Conor McGregor Cerrone fight? Rhinor. Borks, GG. Sorry if I butchered that. Said I got a job offer for being a fitness trainer at Planet Fitness. You have any tips or advice going into it? One, I would make sure. Look, before I knew what Planet Fitness was. I got out the Marine Corps. I was like, oh, cheap gym, good. I probably worked out there for like a week because I couldn't believe the shit they have. You'll lift, the dumbass alarm goes off on the wall. So before you become a trainer there, I would ask one, look at the equipment. Do you like the equipment they have there? Some of the Planet Fitnesses don't even have free barbells. The only barbells they have are on Smith machines. Um, Second is that some of the dumbbells only go up to 50 pounds, which I mean that's heavy for some, but that's not that heavy. You'll outgrow 50 pounds fairly quickly, depending on who you are, your size. So make sure you like the equipment. The third thing is boards. Check to see what they want you to do as a trainer. Are they going to want you to keep people from grunting and lifting and do the alarm shit on the wall? If that's the case, don't fucking do it. But if they're telling you, hey, we're not going to make you do anything, you train people and you like it, who am I? Who am I to judge? You know. But I personally, I wouldn't train there, just because they say they're a judgment-free zone, but they judge people who like to lift hard. I mean, it's ironic. Rhino said he hasn't flat out denied it. He said he's praying for people that write about it. No, he did deny it in that interview though. Dana, I think no, who was it? Someone that guy asked whoever was interviewing him asked him. He said, "Oh, it was Ariel Hawani." Asked him, I think he said, so did you? He said something. He's like, no, I never did it. It's not true. And the truth will come out. I didn't do it. I would never do it. He kept saying, of course not. I deny all of it. He said that straight out. I would go rewatch it, man. He denied it. But I remember what you're saying. He was like kind of saying that, he was like, I pray for the people who wish negative things on me. And he said, probably McGregor, it's a tune-up fight, but anything could happen. I won't be giving my money to it, though. I'll watch on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I ain't paying for that shit. Fuck no. I ain't paying for it. I honestly think that if Cerrone goes in there with the goal to win, I think Cerrone will win, in my opinion. But if he goes in there with the mentality of, oh, let's put on a show, give the fans a fight they want, he's getting sniped. He's getting sniped. Work said they just want me to train small classes of 5 people, and I would have to come up with some routines every week or so. Oh man, that's all preference. Do you like training classes? I ain't training no classes like that. Um, I mean, if you don't mind training classes and you feel like you could do a good job, then I mean, go ahead. But I mean, that's not my style. I want small, tiny groups, like less than five. Some people may say five is tiny, but I'm talking about two, max three. And I ain't doing it in a class style. I'm doing it like in a. I need to see people one on one. I'm not a big fan of classes. So I mean, I would if you don't mind training classes, then that seems fine. It's a good way to get money, and if you feel like you're a great trainer, then you could be helping these people. I mean, that's the point of fitness is to help people. At least in my mind. You can't say that. I can't say that for everybody. Yeah, Warner. Yeah, I would check out the interview. He does deny it, but I'm not saying you're wrong or right about the allegations. Connor's done a lot of dumb shit. I wouldn't think he'd be the person to rape somebody. Like, but I mean, I don't know what fucking drugs he's ever taken, or if he's on coke or whatever. I don't know. You get a lot of money, you're able to get that good, and that fool's fucking. I mean, I don't know. So I can't say either way. I'm not trying to sit there and throw the guy under the bus. I mean, the only things we can kind of fucking crucify him for is the shit we see on camera. He punched that old man. He smashed that guy's phone for what? No fucking reason. I mean, that's dumb as fuck. Like you can't be hitting old people. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what he said. The old guy didn't hit him back or hit him first or start attacking him. So but yeah, I would watch it right now. But he does deny it. But it was. I'm not saying it is what it is. Porks. I used to teach Taekwondo, so I don't really understand certain exercises myself. But they would teach me a lot of things. Then again, I would have to learn a lot. That's one thing, Borks, is be careful with that. I don't know if you're certified or not. Is don't make the mistake that other trainers do. Is they tend to think that they know more than they do, um, and you really learn. I mean, I've been doing training for about 6 to 8 years, somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly the year I started. It was like I started learning it over a blend, and then after just learning, I realized I wanted to be a trainer. This was somewhere around like 2012 that I kind of started dabbling in it. But I'm learning more and more every single day, even till now. So don't ever feel like you know it all, or don't ever feel like you can't learn. And you're not gonna be able to like teach great form and know a lot about 15, 20 different exercises in like a week. So if they're having you start this shit in a week and you don't feel comfortable, I probably wouldn't do it, man. Just make sure you're okay. See that's good. If you're open to learning, that's good. But trust me, it's a lot more than you think. Like look at a squat. I'm not saying too also too. I'm not trying to overcomplicate this because it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You don't need to start talking about moment arms and breaking every exercise down to a fucking T to your clients. That's not how it works. But I mean generally when you look at good squat form, you got to learn basic things like you got to have good cues. A lot of personal training is not just about what you know, it's about how you take what you know and put it into a comprehensive like you have to have good cues, simple cues. If you don't know how to easily convey what you're saying to a person, you're gonna have a hard time because if you have five people you're training and you know how do you have a good cue for for a squat or a good cue for because trust me sometimes you'll tell someone something and they won't do it. You'll be telling someone something and they just do not get what you're saying. You have to have an easy way to convey it to them. It's hard. The certification process is pretty easy. I actually have a video on certifications. This is my biggest video. But you just find and or look, honestly, the certification doesn't mean fucking shit, in my opinion. It doesn't mean shit. The barrier for entry into personal training is so low. The certification hardly means anything. Yes, it does mean a little something. You can have a bad cert and a good cert, but I mean, for the most part, you're gonna do most of your learning is gonna be outside of your cert, and you're just gonna have to be open-minded and be very objective and look at both sides of the story. Don't even buy into what I'm saying. The thing is, I will tell you to buy into what I'm saying because I can provide the evidence for that. Don't trust me, trust my sources, is what I'll say. Now, a lot of other people, they can't do that. So what I would say is honestly, some good certifications, I'll just type them in here. Like you do, you know, NSCA, NCSF, then you could do NSAM, ISSA. All those certs right there are fucking, you can get a cert from any of those, to be honest. I mean, yeah. Any of those will work. There's ACE has a cert, ACSM. Like, I mean, all of those companies offer certifications. Honestly, just pick one, read their books. The main thing is do not take what they say for the end all be all. Read the book, be open minded, but you have to remember that every single certification is going to interpret their sources in their own way. They have their own biases. My certification is actually wrong on some things after I learned. It talks about like the post workout anabolic window. When you're done with, for example, when you're done with the workout, in my certification, it tells you that you should eat protein within, or a meal in protein specifically within 30 minutes after you're done working out to maximize gains of muscle mass. But new research just came out that has shown that that's not true. As long as daily protein intake is good enough and your calories are good enough and you don't wait some absurd amount of time after working out to eat like 10 hours or something, if you're eating relatively close to your workout, you're probably fine. What's up? I don't know. Sorry if I mess up your name. What's up, Safe? How you doing? How's your day going? Borg said, well, what type of information would be on this certification? I'm really new to this training thing. I used to teach Taekwondo when it was much easier than this. Just look, don't let all the information like feel like you can't, like you don't know a lot. It's simple. Like when you break it down, it's simple shit. They're gonna teach you, for example, you'll get a certification book. It'll probably have, it should have a chapter on anatomy and probably physiology or anatomy. It might have a chapter on anatomy, tell you where the bones are at, muscles, and what like they're like what they do. Like, you know, for example, the bicep. The bicep. One of the functions of the bicep is to supinate the forearm. So as you twist your wrist, your forearm, you're gonna pronate your forearm. Your bicep's gonna move. That's one function of it. Another function of the bicep is to flex the arm. Another function of the bicep, which most people don't know, is to flex the shoulder. Do this. Your bicep actually helps flex the shoulder. So you're gonna have a chapter on anatomy. It's gonna have a chapter on biomechanics, which is how do I say this? It's gonna tell you about like torque. It's gonna tell you about moment arms. It's gonna explain to you like the how weights and the forces they apply to your body. How it works. I don't know how to explain it. When you just read the chapter on biomechanics, you'll understand. Like it basically tells you why a lateral raise. When you're doing a lateral raise, why can you not use a heavy weight for a lateral raise? What's up with that? Why can we only use small dumbbells? It's because the moment arm is longer from your shoulder to where the weight's at. Compared to like a bench press where the moment arm isn't as long. There's multiple muscle groups working, certain those types of things. So you're gonna have a chapter on that. You're gonna have a chapter on bioenergetics. You're gonna have a chapter on the cardiovascular system. You're gonna have a chapter on muscle physiology. You're gonna have a chapter on maybe injuries. You're gonna have a chapter on the endocrine system. You're gonna have a chapter on hypertrophy and strength. You're gonna have a chapter on building programs. You're gonna have a chapter on ethics. You know, it's just regular shit. You just read the book, you take the test. Just don't be, just keep learning. Whatever certification you get, make sure you're paying attention to the book. Do all the shit they give you. If they give you a workbook, do the workbook. Take some notes. Be consistent with the studying, and when you feel ready, take the test. And remember, don't take everything in the book. Use the book or whatever materials you get to pass the test, but don't let that be your end all be all. What I did, and I made the mistake of doing, is I remember taking my test, studying, taking my test, and when I started training people, I thought the stuff in my book was like, oh, it's in a textbook. It must be right. And I started saying that as it was like the end all be all. Nothing else can nothing else can be right. But as I started to learn more and more down the line, is that my company that I got my cert from made that book. They interpreted their studies in their own way. There is biases to that, and those books are not right on everything. You're going to see conflicting things, and follow the evidence, learn about how to interpret studies and all this stuff. It's a lot, man. But just take steps. It's a lot, but just take steps. Find a cert, order the study materials, do the study materials. If it's a good cert, it's gonna have you take a test at a third party site. You're gonna go to the third party site whenever you're ready. After you've scheduled the test, you go there. They're gonna probably check you to make sure you don't have anything on you, so you're not cheating. You pass the test, and they send you the stuff in the mail, like your little certificate. Boom, you should be good to go from there, and then go train people. But don't stop learning. Be open, to learning. So just take it step by step. Saif said, is it better to avoid cheat meal? Not necessarily. Cheat meals can help you increase adherence. But if you're eating cheat meals all the time, and also depends on your goal too. Are you trying? So like right now, I'm currently trying to gain some weight. Not a lot. Just I'm not. I'm definitely not cutting. I'm in a surplus, so I can eat cheat meals more often than when I'm in a deficit, when I'm trying to cut. So cheat meals can help increase adherence. And then at the same time, some people just want to live life. So having a cheat meal every once in a while to enjoy life is not bad. But if you're trying to cut and you're eating cheat meals every day, that's not good. So I wouldn't say no. It's not good to avoid them. It just depends on, where you're at in your training. Are you trying to cut? Are you trying to gain? Trump said, or Trump My Joy said, funny name, bro. It was probably tough on your liberal ears to hear that massive motivation Donald Trump got at the national championship. How do you even know I'm liberal? What? I don't. What the? Bro, you're weird, and not in a good way. In a horrible way. You're weird. No, I'm just messing with you. It's okay for bulking, yes, but the thing is, you still have to be careful. Is studies have shown that when you eat too excess calories, it's not good. What's up, Raymond? How you doing? How you doing, man? How's your day going? So, Saif, yeah, it's not. If you eat too excess of calories, you're just gonna gain extra fat, and it's not gonna help you too much with your performance. For one, and then two, with cheat meals, you have to understand is food is not also just about weight gain and weight loss. There are health consequences to eating food, whether those are good or bad things. So if you're eating cheat meals and you're dumping salt on everything, that probably isn't a good thing. If you're eating cheat meals and it's a bunch of, foods high in cholesterol, that's obviously not a good thing. So you have to think about, what types of food you're eating as well. So it's okay in moderation, depending on the individual, is what I will say. Yeah, Raymond, I'm just enjoying my days. I woke up, got a haircut, doing this live stream. I gotta go box in like an hour, a little over an hour. So I got boxing after this. I picked that up for the last like 3-4 months. Um, yeah, and then besides the boxing, I gotta not work out later because I'm on my deload week. Just yeah, staying busy, working on some programs. Raymond Moore said, any fitness resolution for this year? Not really a resolution because I'm always working out. I don't really have like resolutions, but I have goals. In about 5 weeks after my intensity block, I'm gonna test on a bench press, overhead press, squat, and deadlift. Deadlift, I'm trying to hit 500. So I got 475 as my one rep max right now. So I'm trying to hit 500. I'm pretty close. So I'm getting there. For a natural athlete, that's actually very good. It'll be like around. It'll probably be around 2.5 times body weight by the time I hit that. 2.5 times body weight. So for body weight ratio and for overall strength, that's actually really good. Um, that 3 times body weight, I want to hit that one day. That'll be sick for a deadlift. 3 times body weight. But yeah, other than that, after that, I'll start my cut in February, and I'm trying to get lean, man, shredded. Already know. What about you, man? Any resolutions? Trying to lose some weight, gain some weight, get stronger, get a bigger bench, trying to get jacked. What's your resolution? All you guys. What are your resolutions? I'm sure Borks, you're trying to get certified. Yeah, but other than that, I don't have too many resolutions. I think, like I just did in my recent video, I think New Year's. I said it. I talked about it just a little bit, but I think New Year's goals are. I think people hype up the New Year's because it's just part of our culture. But I mean, at the same time, I don't think the New Year's really make people want to work out any more than any other time. Now, I think that it can be a good reality check for some people that, oh damn, I need to start working out, and some people will kind of catch on to that train, or they'll just work out and it'll stick with them. But I don't necessarily think that it was the New Year's. It was probably them just needing a realization or something. I think that people relying on the New Year, it's just not the best idea in my opinion. But hey, if people do it, I hope they see success. I just don't. When you're talking about success, it's not gonna help you be successful. Um, are you just trying to bulk up as well? That's good. Bulking's fun. It's the cutting that's not fun. That shit is hard, but it's worth it. You know. I kind of miss seeing my abs, so. But hey, I like the numbers I'm putting up and the food that I'm eating. That's fun. Oh, that's fun. But yeah, when I start my cut, that's gonna be. Whew. He said, "What is causing the obesity crisis?" Um, instant access to highly palatable foods. I would say that. I actually just read something on this the other day. I would say that instant access to highly palatable foods, and those highly palatable foods are triggering our reward centers, and these palatable foods are also very low satiety, which means we don't get a high feeling of fullness from them. So you combine very tasty, palatable foods that are low satiety, which means we can eat a fuck ton of it, and it's very instant. You can get these very quick. They're everywhere. Um, I just think it leads to people gaining weight, plain and simple. If we had not as palatable foods that were more, rich in nutrients and high in fiber, that weren't as instant access, like it used to be before, uh, you know, humans got as civilization kept going and we evolved with cities and to this day and age, way back thousands of years ago, how it used to be. Yeah, food wasn't as ready, it wasn't as palatable, it wasn't as instant like access to it, and then yeah, and that's why and then people were a lot more active then too. Like now, like look at me right now, I'm sitting down. Most shit is I'm very active, but still I sit a lot. So I've said, do you think public transportation is better than owning a vehicle for the environment? I'm not sure. Probably, but I mean, is that practical? I'm not. I don't know about that one. Maybe, but I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Can they even? Can Is there enough public transportation to fit everybody these days? Raymond said, "Do women nowadays prefer bulk up guy or more lean athletic type of guy? Here in Asia, most women prefer the lean body type. Not sure they're in America. It depends, man. With the prevalence of like bodybuilding and steroids, and I think that the bulky kind of guy is more likable. Not more likable than others, but it's getting bigger for like in the sense of appealing to women. But I still think that a lot of women don't like guys too big. But guys like them slightly muscular. So yeah, leaner, slightly muscular. Not too big, not like steroid roided out crazy, but like kind of like almost like an MMA fighter physique, like a fighter's physique, kind of MMA fighter. Kind of strong, a lot of muscle, very lean, six pack. That's typically what girls like over here. Not too lean though, but both. That's kind of like not extremes. But then there are girls who like fucking guys with big bellies. So I don't fucking know. I don't, it's it just kind of depends on the girl. You gotta, they got their taste just like guys do. That's weird though. Cultures do kind of play up different types of things. Yeah, for guys, it's definitely that like classic physique. I don't know if you follow classic physique. It's like a more if you had like a natural classic physique, bodybuilding physique, but like a natural, not too big. That seems to be what girls like over here. If I had to pick a number, or like if I had to pick what most women like, from my opinion. And then for what guys like, it's pretty simple. Hourglass kind of physique, leaner around the midsection, big butt, big boobs, slightly shorter one. That's what this day and age and what Instagram and social media has pushed out there. Now, I'm not saying that's, all the time, Steve, all the time, Steve, all the time. I was working at a different gym not that long ago. I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but like my sister, she follows my social medias. So when I like someone's picture or I comment on them or I'm talking, she'll see me talking with them. And she'll be like, "Oh, that same person seems pretty fit." And I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, but they're taking stuff. They're on taking steroids." And she says, "Oh, you know that? You asked them?" And I'll be like, "No, I haven't asked them, but I know." And she's like, "How do you know that?" And I'm just like, "I just know." And then I know these people, so I know they're not rude. So I remember like that next week when I seen them, I was like, "Hey, if you don't mind me asking, are you running anything right now, like a cycle?" And they were like, "Yeah." Every person that I said that was on something was. They all told me they were, every single one. And that was I knew that before I even asked them. It's prevalent, man. Every single gym has it. I haven't worked in a gym that does not have at least 3 to 10 people on it. Easy. It's even more common than what people think, in my opinion. You can spot them easy, and this is coming from their own mouth that they're on it. So I'm not even. It's just easy. You can tell there's natural physiques that look great, and there's just and then there's just you can just tell. And sometimes some people there's that line. I'm not saying that I'm always right. There's that line where sometimes I'm like, they could just be really genetically gifted and put in a lot of work, and that might look like they're on something. But then sometimes it's just fucking clear. But yeah, it's and again, I'm not really trying to talk shit on it. Like I don't, if they want to take some shit, fine. But it does make the industry like bad because you get people who correlate the two. You know that, oh, they look good, so they must know what they're talking about and be a good trainer, which is not the case at all. And that to me, that's the worst thing about my industry, is that people correlate like how you look with. Now there should be some correlation there, like if you guys came on my live stream and I was 450 pounds and I couldn't do a single pull up, and I never ever, you guys never seen me in a gym and I'm fucking smoking a cigarette, you guys are gonna be like, I ain't gonna look at this guy and I'm not gonna take advice from this asshole. But at the same time though, I feel like you don't need, so that's an extreme, but at the same time, I don't think you need to be on the other extreme either. I don't think you need to be 5 to 8% body fat, fucking deadlifting 800 pounds and fucking benching 500 pounds, and fucking for people to consider your opinion. Oh, my diet? Um, it's all over the place. I'm vegan. I'm sure that a lot of you know that I'm vegan. But this morning I actually just ate breakfast. I had I had a shake, and the shake consisted of 2 bananas, like three big scoops of peanut butter, this protein kind of fortified almond milk, and some ice. So it was a pretty high calorie shake, probably about 800 calories, 900 calories, something like that, 800 calories. And then my sister last night, she brought me over some of this pasta. It was like a cashew cream pasta with some, uh, I think it was zucchini in it. So it was like a tomato cashew cream pasta. So I had a bowl of that and I had that shake. So that was my breakfast. That's So yeah, and then I might have like a vegan burger later, a bowl of cereal with soy milk or something. It just depends. But I get like, so yeah, I don't eat too bad. I eat lots of fruits every single day. Lots of fruits. I have like 1, 2 kiwis a day, 2 bananas, an apple, an orange, a mango. I'll eat fruit all day. I get avocados every single day, so healthy fats. Yeah, vegetables. I could probably eat a little bit more vegetables, but I still eat vegetables. I'm more of a fruit guy, but Steve, yep, thank you, man. Are you vegan? Al, I think he said, I want to have abs and big muscles on my arms and legs to look awesome. How do I start and what do I do? Man, that is a weighted ass question. That is weighted. That is such a broad. If you're a beginner, you could literally walk into the gym, point at any piece of equipment. You could close your eyes, spin around, point, stop, and whatever your finger lands on, do that machine or that whatever that is. Close your eyes again, spin around, and do the same thing. Do that for 10 sets. I'm not joking. You could do that for 10 sets if you're a beginner. Take a rest between the sets, 2 minute rest. Do that 2 times per week for 8 weeks, and you'll see progress. I'm not joking. I'm not bullshitting you. Beginner can make gains for almost anything. Now, there are ways to optimize a beginner program, but I mean, Raymond said, I want to be vegan as well. How do you stop the meat's temptation? Honestly, when I look, I didn't become well. Okay, I did become vegan overnight in the sense where I stopped eating animal products. But the process, the mental process to become vegan, didn't happen overnight. I started watching videos, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said this before, but I'll say it again on stream. Like the vegan videos made me angry because I didn't like being told that something that didn't want to give up was making me a bad person morally. I hated hearing that. But after seeing, I'm a very logical person. I like to debate. So when the logic was on their side and I knew it, deep down I knew it, I didn't like being wrong and it made me mad. And I kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And I just kept, it would eat at me. It would drive me nuts. And I logically knew that I was not making the morally right decision. I just wasn't. And it was fucking driving me crazy. And after like literally 8 months of just going back and forth, I remember one time I even told myself I can never be vegan. That's too big of a change. I literally told myself that's too big. It's too hard of a change, and it just kept eating at me. And I would like feel bad when I'd be eating my food. I'd be like, damn, like, well, at least it's free range meat or whatever dumbass excuse I would tell myself, whatever. And then I couldn't take it. One day I was like, look, it's more trouble to be eating this food than it is to just go vegan. I feel bad for doing it. Logically, I cannot come up with a morally good reason to, in a first world country, eat when I have grocery stores all around me to not be vegan. And it was just driving me nuts. So you have to connect yourself to that morally, like morally. If you're being vegan for just the health, I don't think that's gonna help you stay vegan, in my opinion. I said I thought meat healthy ferments. No, it's not. It's not healthy. No. And if you ask a meat eater, they're probably gonna tell you it's healthy. Cha Cha Charlie said, "Should I do more cardio than lifting weight?" It depends on your goal. If your goals, if your primary goal is to increase your cardiovascular fitness, then sure. If your goal is to lose weight, you're gonna lose weight through a diet. You have to be in a caloric deficit. Cardio can help you be more of in a caloric deficit better than weights can. You burn more calories doing cardio than you do lifting weights. Um, but if your goals, it depends on like what your primary goal is. Are you trying to get like jacked but lose weight? Then I don't think you should do more cardio than lifting weight because cardio has opposing adaptations to weight training. You could lose weight just being in a caloric deficit. So I would say lifting weight with some cardio plus an intelligent caloric deficit, or even a maintenance starting out is probably best. But again, if your primary goal is to, you're trying to win a race or you want to increase your cardiovascular fitness, then yeah, doing more cardio than lifting weights is probably smart. Yeah, or if you're trying to do a sport, depending on the sport. Um, but how do you bulk up eating vegetables only? Like I just said, Here, let me look this up. Okay, I had a shake this morning. Okay, so banana calories. It's 105 calories in a banana. So I had 2 bananas in my shake. So that's 210 calories. So tablespoon peanut butter. Let me look this up. So 210 calories plus 2 tablespoons is 188 calories. I'm not gonna lie, I had fat tablespoons. I had like probably I said 3, but it's probably about 4 earlier. So it's 210 calories plus roughly another 400 calories. So it's about 600 calories. And then I had about 2 servings of the almond milk, maybe a little bit more. And the almond milk I think was like 120 calories per serving. So that was about 240. So give or take roughly 800 calories for just my shake. Then I had that little bowl of pasta. It's like a little medium bowl of pasta that my sister gave me last night. That was probably about 400 calories, maybe. So one meal I already had 1,200 calories, and I'm probably gonna have 2, maybe 3 more meals today. I'm actually going out to eat tonight with a friend at a vegan place down the street, or not down the street. It's like a city over. So I'm probably gonna have like 1,500 calories there. So within 2 meals, that's probably about 2,700 calories. That's 2 meals. I'm gonna eat another time. So that's like, I don't know, probably about 3,500 calories I'll have today, maybe a little bit more. Easy. I don't know. It's just easy. When you just start eating food, it adds up. I mean, make shakes, eat low satiety foods. It's so easy. But yeah, it adds up, man. Peanut butter, avocados, sauces. So easy to get calories. And plus, I like eating. I can eat a lot. Some people struggle with eating a lot of food. Steve, 100%. I'm a fat ass at heart. I will be destroying food. Cha Cha Charlie said, I do like, and oh yeah, Steve, I don't feel bad either. So I just eat that. I kept feeling guilty. That was the issue before. When I knew I was wrong and I kept eating animal products, I just felt guilty, man. I couldn't couldn't do it. Cha Cha Charlie said, I do like 1 hour cardio and 30 minutes to 1 hour cardio and 30 minutes to 1 hour weightlifting, trying to lose belly fat. I hope I'm doing it right. That's kind of a lot, man. How often do you do that per like? How many of those hour and a half cardio sessions or hour cardio sessions do you do a week? And how many lifting weights do you do a week? And again, you have to think about your diet. If you're doing what you're doing, but you're eating in excess of calories, you're not going to lose weight. So it's mainly you have to look at your calories. That's the main thing. Raymond said, "Is it hard to hang out with non-vegan friends?" No, not at all. No. Sometimes, like, honestly, as a vegan, you kind of have to have tough skin. If you're gonna get upset by people poking jokes at you, being a vegan, you're gonna have a hard time. Also, too, you just have to understand is that people who aren't vegan aren't necessarily evil people. They just don't know any better most of the time, and they're just very ignorant. They've been, I don't want to say brainwashed, but they've been like indoctrinated to that lifestyle. They don't see anything wrong with eating meat. Now it doesn't mean that bad shit's not happening on the other end of their plate, but you got to look at crimes, and even court. They take in like the intent, like uh uh. They don't just look at the person and say, well, they say what was their reasoning behind something that happened. There's a difference between following laws and accidentally hitting someone with your car than it is to take your car and drive and purposely hit someone with it. At the end of both of those scenarios, someone both got hit with the car, but one had the intent to hurt the person with just the purpose of hurting them and causing harm, and the other one was an accident. So in like this sense, like I don't sit there and judge my friends or upset with them, but they know why I'm vegan, and I tell them why I'm vegan, and I don't bring it up every 2 seconds, and I don't shy away from it either. If they poke a joke at me, I'm gonna joke right back. I'm not gonna shy away from that shit. Like Like, you can't joke with me as a vegan and have sensitive skin right back. Okay, that's what people do. Sometimes they'll joke with me, and I'll be like, well, at least I care about my morals, and at least I'm not harming and murdering millions of sentient beings and contributing to that all the time, and those same animals that you're harming are just like the dog in your house, so you're pretty much almost like a dog killer. And then they look at me like I took it too far. I'm like, well, then don't fucking joke with me. Like, I'll joke with you if you'll joke with me, but if you don't want to joke, then don't even go there. You can't joke with me and then start drawing lines and shit. I'm like, nah, I don't play that. So yeah, no, but it's cool with my friends. It's no issue. They know I'm vegan. Well, I've actually turned a lot of my friends vegan just from explaining my reasoning. Cha Cha Charlie said 5 times a week. Yeah, I guess that's my diet. It hasn't been that strict since holidays, trying to make the same healthy ways before. Okay, so if you're doing an hour of cardio 5 times a week and an hour of lifting 5 times a week, that's a lot. So make sure you're getting plenty of protein in. A minimum of 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Uh, so again, 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, a minimum for that for a day. Um, and then be in an intelligent caloric deficit. But you have to remember, you're probably burning a lot of calories doing that. But yeah, if you have no idea how many calories you're burning in a day, if you don't know what your total daily energy expenditure is, or nor do you know how many calories you're taking in from food, then you can't really say or tell, if you're in a caloric deficit. Which, if you're not losing weight, then you have really no good way to measure that. Counting calories can be hard, but I think that even if you don't count them super accurately, you need to have a rough ballpark of what you're eating and how much you're burning, and just tracking your weight over time. I mean, if you're tracking your weight over time and you're putting in all that work, you'll know if you're losing weight. If you're not watching what you're eating and you're not tracking calories and you're not losing weight, good chances are you're not in a caloric deficit. I mean, it's that simple. It doesn't seem like it is, but it's that simple. And that's the hard part with like calorie counting. So some people like are big advocates not against calorie counting. Um, there are some YouTubers who are against it, and I concede counting calories, it's not absolutely necessary, but you have to take it as an individual basis. Some people need to count calories for a small period of time to actually open their eyes to how many calories they're really eating. Some people don't think they're eating that many calories. Like, I had someone that was drinking uh I had someone that was not eating that much and they didn't know why they were losing weight, but they were drinking, I think it was 3 2 liters of soda a day. 3 2 liters of soda a day. I don't know how much soda that, like, cans of soda that is, but that's a lot of fucking calories. You can't just, you know, I mean, you can't just drink that much soda with that many calories and be like, why am I not losing weight? I mean, the soda is still calories. Raymond said, I've been binge eating for the holiday and drinking beer a lot. My belly fat has come back. Any tips to get rid of them fast? Not fast, no. If you try to lose weight fast, you're probably going to lose. The thing is, look, the bigger you are, the more harsh of a diet you can go on. But if you just have a little bit of like belly fat and you're not that big, you can't go that harsh on a diet without losing muscle mass in the process as well, like excess muscle mass. Because if you're on a cut and you're not that big, you're probably going to lose muscle, a little bit of muscle. For lean people, the main goal, and the more advanced training age you are, when you're on a cut, the main goal of cut is to minimize muscle loss. For beginners, yeah, you can gain muscle and lose fat at the same time, but that's for beginner lifters. But not, I wouldn't say get rid of them fast. I mean, you could just be on a very strict diet, but I mean, you have to remember that that's if you're too harsh if you're dieting too harsh, this is where there's a lot of gray area. I have to see how long you've been training for, Raymond. I don't know if you're working out right now. I don't know what your body fat percentage is currently at, what your weight's at. If I had all those stats and found out how long you're training, a harsh cut might be practical. But if you're cutting too hard and you're not that big of a person to begin with, you might lose too much muscle and you might end up looking skinny fat. You're skinny, but you have a lot of fat on you still, and you don't have much muscle. So I don't ever recommend trying to lose shit really fast. You know, like it's not a good idea. I mean, a lot. I think Jeff Nippert has a lot of videos on this, but you know, the scientists pretty much pointed out that you know kind of slower cutting, not too slow, but a slower cutting is almost always better for muscle retention and then weight loss. So you never just want to go straight for the throat when it comes to losing weight. It sucks, but I mean you got to be patient. Cha Charlie said, "Thanks a lot for the tips, man. I guess I'll try to regulate my calories with the nutritionist." That's exactly what you need to do. Sounds perfect. Make sure you pick a good nutritionist, man. There's a lot of shit out there. That sounds perfect though. It might be the best way. What's your advice for losing belly fat? Just be in a caloric deficit. You can't spot reduce fat. So if I'm assuming, or I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but men tend, and not all women. This is just a general trend. Most men tend to hold fat around their stomach. That's just where we hold it. Um. So yeah. So because of that, that's probably going to be one of the first places to go as well. If you have a lot of belly fat there, but when you start getting really 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 lean, that last little bit, that last stubborn part is very hard to get away. And this is a good example of this is Jeff Cavalier from Athlete Next. He talked about that. I don't agree with him on everything, but it's a great channel. But he's very lean, and that one area of fat that he still does have a little bit of is his love handles. So I mean, it's kind of hard to get rid of it, but you gotta lose fat everywhere. Raymond said, "Yep, that's me, skinny fat. I only have fat on my stomach. I have been running for half an hour every day to lose the fat." Yeah, see, that almost might you got to be careful with that though. You almost just kind of need to like body recomp. Like cardio is not always the answer. People always like to do cardio to lose weight, but that's not all cardio does is burn calories. That's it. And it helps you be in a caloric deficit. You can lose weight without doing any cardio at all. Um, Cardio is meant to increase your cardiovascular fitness, and it does help increase the calories that you expend in a day, which then in turn helps you be in a caloric deficit. But if you were in a caloric deficit and you match calories, you could lose just as much weight um, without doing any cardio. Now, I'm not saying that's a good idea because again, you want to be healthy, and cardiovascular fitness is a part of being healthy. And so yeah, so I would combine, an intelligent caloric deficit with lifting, weights with some cardio, not crazy cardio, just some cardio. Doing that will do more for your body composition than just doing cardio will. I think that too much cardio and like poor nutrition is a good way to be skinny fat, in my opinion. That's just a good way. You're basically telling your body not to hold on to a lot of muscle because again, cardio has opposing adaptations than weightlifting does to keeping muscle. Um, and then you're also in a caloric deficit too, or you're not in a caloric deficit and you're just drinking a lot of beer or something. Like alcohol is horrible for gains. It just is. And this is coming from someone who I used to be an alcoholic. I don't even like saying used to, but I used to have alcohol problems. So I mean, alcohol is horrible for gains. It's horrible for weight. It's horrible for muscle protein synthesis. It's horrible for just putting your body in an anabolic state, a good state to build muscle. Um, I mean, drinking a lot will fuck with your testosterone. I mean, it just does a lot of shit to your endocrine system. I mean, you have to remember that like alcohol is going to trigger certain things, and I'm not an endocrinologist. I don't. There's a lot of shit that alcohol does that I can't even say, but you know, one hormone will trigger this hormone will trigger this hormone will trigger this hormone, and it's just like it's just your body starts to adapt to its environment. So if you put it in an environment where it's constantly taking in alcohol, it's going to change and adapt to that. It's going to start downplaying certain hormones and upregulating other hormones, and it's just not good. It's too not good at all. Again, drink. I read another part of the research review on alcohol, and drinking in moderation is not going to really affect your gains, but it's when it becomes a problem. It's when if you're drinking 2, 3 times a week, it's going to affect you in the long term. If you're drinking 1 time a week and you can keep it 1 time a week, and that's at the most, it's fine. But you probably want to even drink less than that. I mean, every 2 weeks, maybe once a month is a lot better. That won't really do nothing to your gains at all. I can confidently say that. But yeah, how many of you in here drink? Cha Cha, you drink? Raymond, I think you said you drink. Do you drink? Steve, Al, if you're still here, do you eat? I mean, do you drink? Yeah, and that's the thing too is Raymond, if you have a goal, you gotta let the people around you know your goals, man. And remember, messing up a little bit every once in a while, having you don't want to always be so strict to the point where you can't have fun with your friends and family. But I mean, like for example, if someone just started to be eat healthy and they knew the holidays were coming up, I mean, there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to buckle down and have some discipline. A good tip is to let everyone around you know what you're doing, man. If you let the people that are you're eating with or drinking with know beforehand, if you mentally prep yourself and let them know beforehand, hey, I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm gonna be with you guys, but don't offer me stuff. Tell them seriously. Like say, this isn't a joke. Don't ask me. Stop me from trying to drink something. It'll help. But if you might have that one person that's just drunk. Come on, take a drink or whatever. Nah, you might have to leave, man. You don't have to bow out and be like, I can't be here. This is not a good environment. Because I mean, I read something on that the other day. So it was a good quote. Like basically, if you have this shit on you and it's in your presence too much, you're gonna do it. If you're trying not to drink and you're constantly around people drinking, you're gonna drink. I know this firsthand. You're doing an uphill battle, is what it is. It's an uphill battle. That's like you're trying to beat your best sprint record, but you're now sprinting up a hill versus the flat ground. This shit's not gonna work. You might be able to beat your flat ground sprint time, but doing it uphill, you're making it just that much harder for yourself. So I mean, if you know you're gonna go somewhere, Raymond, I would straight up tell him like, hey, don't offer me anything. Don't give me a drink. Don't hand me a shot. Don't nothing. And then you also have that discipline too. If you tell them that, and then they're helping you, and they're like, hey, I'm not gonna offer you anything, uh, and then you're just like, and you give in and you go and get a drink. I mean, what can you do then? It's hard. All about that balance. What it's about. Yep. Trust me. I mean, even as a trainer, trainers have that issue too. I mean, I have that issue. A lot of trainers have discipline issues. See it all the time, and then I wouldn't even be around it. That's where I mean, it sucks. But hey, man, maybe you got to break the mold a little bit. It depends. I mean, maybe you can try to explain to them that if I have a goal and you're my family, it's also rude to not help support me on my goal. So which one is more rude, you declining their drink or them trying to sabotage your success? Garen Bio said, Co said, are you an ass or tits man? It's not really that stream, but I'm an ass guy all day. All day. Can't help it. It's what I like. That was a weird question. What about you, Garen? What's your preference? And I can't guarantee I'll answer too many of these questions, but yeah, Raymond, I would that's what I would do is maybe explain to them that it's also rude if they do the same, or if maybe you could just not be around that. If declining is rude, then don't even be in a situation where you have to decline it. If you're not around it, then you don't have to decline it, which means it's not rude. I mean, I'm not sure that could also be rude in your culture. Maybe not going to an event was rude or something. Um, yeah, I mean, again, I've never been outside of the U.S., so all I know is, I mean, at least where I'm at, I mean, I ain't got to do shit. So if someone offers me a drink and I'm just like, nope, I ain't drinking it. I'm not drinking it. Yeah, again, so it's so different. I mean, I'm sure it's different in pretty much every continent, every country. You know, it's just, and again, I don't know what they like. What do they do, Raymond? If you decline, do they get mad at you or yeah? What do they do if you tell them no? I mean, when they say it's rude, did they get mad at you or yeah? It just losing weight is hard, man. It's not easy. Managing weight's not easy. If it were everyone would be fit, that's the hard part. You know, it's just that discipline. It's food's tempting, alcohol's tempting. Um, it's addicting. That's why I've had that issue. Um, I'm doing great now, but lifting and eating and but I mean, it's just you know, it is what it is. It's you got to have that why and you got to be dedicated towards that goal. You can't just you got to give it a full-hearted effort. It's I mean, again, there's a lot of ups and downs with it. You just got to keep trying. Exactly. Try that this year. Tell them you got to do something else. And look, if they get upset with you, try to explain that to them. Just maybe sit them down, whoever it is. If they're gonna get upset, say, "Look, I have this goal. If you care about me, you'll support me with this goal. I'm not trying to be rude. I understand that it may seem rude, but look at it from my point of view. Maybe sit them down and say that. Say, I have this goal. I'm trying to be healthy. Say you're trying to be healthy for you, your family, everybody. And that's the hard part. You got to explain it to them. Hopefully they understand. Um, you hopefully they work with you. Again, I don't really know your situation too well because again, I've never been to Asia. I've never been outside. I don't. I've never even been to Canada or Mexico, which Mexico is like 3 hours away from me, and I've never been there. Again, like I said, I've never been outside my country, so yeah, I would definitely check that out. Hit them up and maybe sit them down, or just like I said, or avoid it altogether. Maybe you don't even need to talk about it. If you just don't even go, they don't trip. Then, but the thing is, you can't. Eventually, the not going thing might work for a little bit, but you're gonna have to. You can't avoid all human interaction just to not drink. There's gonna be a situation where they're gonna ask you to drink or try to give you a drink, and they're just gonna say you're just gonna have to tell them no. Or just tell them what's up, explain it to them. But yeah, it can be hard, and it goes the same thing with food too. A lot of people get tempted with food. They'll be out at a party, someone will offer them something, and they have an issue with that. Um, it's again like I said, weight management's not easy. Gaining weight is easy, lifting and gaining, but even then, like gaining weight from alcohol is not good. That's bad weight gain. I'm talking about from like healthy foods and lifting a lot. Like that's easy, but I just think alcohol is not good for anything. I hope you do well, man. I hope you do well. All right, Raymond, thank you everybody. I'm gonna have to end the stream now. A little bit shorter of a stream because I gotta go box right now. I appreciate it. Tomorrow I am going to upload my deadlift tips video. So if you guys could stop by tomorrow, give that a like, a share, a comment. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by, Raymond. Thank you for stopping by, Chow Chow Charlie. Thank you for your weird question, Garam. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Borks. I appreciate it. Rhinor. And thank you, Zach, the man. Appreciate everyone. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for the likes. You guys are the best. Again, check out my video tomorrow on deadlift tips. And remember, July 1st is when my programs come out for everyone watching. So if you watch this after the fact too, July 1st, I have powerlifting and hypertrophy programs coming on my website. So I'm going to keep reminding you guys until it comes to that point. Thanks, Raymond. Have a good day, man. Peace.